What's good, everybody? If this is your first time on the channel, my name is Solomon Ordale. I'm a big fan of the Hippopotamus defense, a system I used exclusively to earn the National Master title, and today is the penultimate episode of this speedrun, in which case we're looking to get from 300 to 2300 playing the Hippo as both white and black. Quick reminder as well that that 30% off discount code of June 30 is good for 3 more days. You can use it on any or all of my online courses, including my advanced Hippopotamus defense course. Now again, guys, today we're looking to hit the next tier, which is going to be 2200, playing some 5 plus 0 blitz. Let's get it. Okay, so we got... Okay, so they ended up transposing into an e4, d4 line. Okay, we got bishop g5. Now this is interesting. So what I've found in these positions is if I play h6 and kick the bishop, in general that's a good Hippo theme. But if I do see bishop to g5, this early on, c5 is a good move. Okay, so c5 is good. You can also play h6 and then play the move of c5. Okay, so there's different little wrinkles you can throw in there, but this bishop move is too exposing because we have a bishop looking all the way down to b2, and our queen has flexibility as well. So we're looking towards a5, for example. Here I will take this guy. Okay, and if I check the king and the bishop's got to run back, right? I mean, I guess I could go queen up, but then I take. So I go check, the bishop runs back, and if I drop to b6, what do we got? Bishop c3 there. I could also go queen b6 right now. I could just do that, right? Drop the queen there, see what they do. I got pressure on the knight, pressure on the pawn. This is the kind of thing that can happen. Your opponent exposes their position too quickly, they push pawns too fast, and okay, you're not in the Hippo, but you have a good, solid, and really an advantage coming out of the opening. I found under 1,000, oftentimes the Hippo doesn't even get reached because your opponent is hurling pawns at you so quickly. Okay, so knight b3, let's go with flying in with our Hippo bishop. And okay, I could take this guy, the queen takes, I go f6. Am I okay there? I think I'm okay there. All right, I'll take this guy. Push this pawn up one. See where white decides to go with the bishop. You can go kick my queen if you want to. They could go knight c4 as well. Okay. So I'm up 3 points of material already. What matters now is that I survive. Survive, trade down, get to the end game, we'll win. White, on the other hand, they got to try to attack me and keep material on the board. Okay, so I'll develop knight c6. Knight c4, I'll probably run all the way back home. Okay, so run back home there. And then look to develop. I don't really want to play e6. That makes d6 extremely weak. Maybe d6. I could see d6 happening. That also fortifies e5 quite a bit. And... okay, they end up playing e5, so we have takes, takes. I mean, you take with the bishop, I take, you take with the queen, I develop. Yeah, that looks fine. So again, trades are what I want here. They end up taking with the knight. Interesting. So if I take with the knight, they take with the bishop, I develop. That's fine. I could also develop right now and then take later. That way I can castle sooner. Okay, let's go with that. Knight f6. Just developing. If bishop c4, I don't want that knight jumping in, so I'll definitely take or push or something like that. Probably take. Yeah, take that guy. And then, what do we got? d5? d5. They run, we castle. Okay. Again, all about trading down here. If I can get to the end game, I'm winning. Okay. Castle. Is that a good trade for me, or is that too much? That might be too much. Takes, takes. They jump. I go up. No, it looks okay. It looks okay. Are there any other good moves I have? I think that's the best thing I see. Takes, takes, knight in, queen up, defending both of those. f6 is guarded. I'd like to get my rook to g8 if the g file ends up breaking open, but my knight would be pinned. I don't know if I love that. Okay, in that case, sure, I'll take. And what do we got? Rook over? If rook over here, I could offer a trade. Let me do that. Sure, it would mess up my pawn structure. Who cares? Queens off the board would be amazing. Yep, so they avoid that. I run over. I can't go there because they take. That will not work. I could go rook f7. Okay, I'll start with that. Maybe I can double up. We'll see. We'll see about that. The knight can't go there, but it could go to d4. Yep. So again, white here, trying to add the pressure. Does that work? Knight d7. Looks good to me. If they want to save their bishop, they're going to have to run to g3 or go there. But now I have... This has to work. Takes, takes. They fly in. Check, maybe. And by the way, for those of you that do have the advanced course, let me know if you want to see a section, a chapter on those early bishop pins. I've been thinking about making a section on that, as well as if the bishop tries to sneak in there. And of course, for future tournaments, I'm planning on uploading those onto the advanced as well. Okay, so we got a London with a very quick bishop g3. Okay, fair enough. We'll just keep doing our thing here. All right, so e4, good move. They don't want me to take too much activity there. Okay, got to have these ready against a4. We'll push, fine. c4. So here white is breaking open the Hippo setup. I take, yeah. Now, the bad news for me is I can't play bishop b7. The good news is a5 is a target as the game goes on. Definitely feels a little bit weak, a little bit loose. d4 as well. It's definitely vulnerable. So I'm thinking about here. They push. I go here. Yeah, that sure does look active. So I'm attacking that pawn twice. Rook b8 on the way. That's a file white just can't fight for very well. Takes. Well, I go here first. If they pin me, I could end the pin, stop the pin. I could also take my pawn. Yeah, maybe I take my pawn there. Although, yeah, no. I have takes with the knight. Bishop takes. They take to try to get a little check. I go in between. They go here. My rook. Takes. Here. Here. Check. The bishop is hanging. Okay, let me just play principled here. See where that queen wants to go. If here, that is an option. I like that move. Or I could take. Let's see. Here. Do I have a tactic there? I could take. Could also do this. Here. Or I fly in, but then I take. Okay, I'm gonna fly in. I can always go back. And you can't push this pawn or else the knight drops. Okay, that still doesn't want a piece. Here, maybe. Feels a little bit wild with my rook there, though. So let me get out of there. I'm gonna castle. Get safe from that pin. So again, we're up material already very quickly against 2000 here. So I just got to trade down as quickly as I can. Simplify. Okay, you got 3 defenders. I got 3 attackers. Locking it up against e5 is typically a really bad idea. most of the time. Okay, so I can take this, attack. Trying to go up 2 pawns. Then it's just a matter of saving my rook. If rook over, I probably got to go queen e8. It's looking like. And then continue with that bishop attack plan. What an interesting username. Wow, there's a lot going on here. Anyways, bishop e6. Okay, so they're trying to keep their 1 pawn deficit going. I'm kind of okay with it. I feel like I get development activity out of it. Here looks fine to me. Or I drop. Or I just go back. I don't know. I'll play actively here. Keep some pressure on that knight. That way the queen has to think twice about taking here on a6. If you kick my queen, I'm thinking queen e8 looks the most active. Very nice diagonal there. My bishop can't be there, but hey, my queen can. Even if we get into an endgame, I have a passer, which is a benefit. Here. Okay, I'll start with this. So put pressure on that knight. If knight d2, I'll put pressure on the knight again with bishop takes g2 ideas. Okay, more pressure with bishop takes g2, looking to unleash. You can't take still. So I'm just trying to freeze up that queen a little bit. I also have knight f5 going for that bishop. That bishop's not very good. Okay, takes. I'll activate now. Queen, trade, takes, rook, here. Interesting, really. It's a little questionable to me. Because your pawns are so weak now. I mean, I'm threatening here, I'm threatening here, I'm threatening here. Wow, three fork threats with that knight. Just making sure I'm not missing something more. Okay, knight b3. Take that guy off. Okay, so we're up the exchange. Okay, y'all know me. I'll offer a trade. Offer trade every chance I can get. This also activates my queen as well to think about h5, h4. Okay, there we have a threat. Maybe g5 to kind of unnerve this pawn structure. So that's the threat. There I get a pin. How do they stop it? Maybe here? I still get a good check out of it. Or I activate my rook. Maybe I just do that. Okay, queen e3, good move. All right, I'll start with this. Okay, so h4 is becoming more and more of an idea. If knight back, okay, they do that. We go, sure. I don't want to lose, I mean, I don't want to lose it. Okay, yeah, if you check me, I don't care. Okay, that's not a threat because my rook, but if you take the pawn, I take your knight. So it kind of freezes that queen from taking. Well, they could take, but then I get the knight, so. In the meantime, maybe rook b8 could be good. Going for b3, that is. 1, 2. We're catching up on the clock, still in a major deficit. So got to keep an eye on that. I'll just touch my rook here, because I'm probably going to move my rook if they don't take the pawn. Okay, they don't take the pawn. Let's go here. Okay, I'm looking at that again. Okay, threatening a trade. We get it. Okay, if I keep my rook on light squares, I am able to pretty safely pre-move because they have a bishop. All right, take on f5. Let's see, f6 looks solid. Yep, they have a bishop, so it's very easy to pre-move. Okay, I'll go for taking. There we go. Go after that g pawn. I just have to be careful I don't stalemate. Keeping checks is generally good advice, right? Check, check, check. Boom. Okay. Okay, we got a game as white now. All right, so they go for a fianchetto as well. Kind of looked like a Sicilian there for a second. All right, so they don't want me to go into my hippo, but I can just calmly do that. Look to take with my rook. Okay, you just hung a bishop, brother. Sure, I'll attack the queen. If they take, it's a trap. If they push, I can run here, and then they still can't take. So I just made that pawn push that way. The knight was a little bit limited. I don't really see how that knight's going to activate in the game right now. Can't move anywhere good. If you go back, I take on e7 anyway. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I'm good with that. Because that would also help my bishop unleash. So, do I take with the knight or the bishop? I could take with the bishop and then go knight here. That's a good square. Or I could go knight here right now. Let me try that. Attack the queen. The queen's got to go somewhere, probably here, and then I take with the pawn. That's weak. That diagonal's vulnerable. Okay, knight's got to go somewhere. I mean, that's probably the best spot I see. If you go anywhere else, check does not look the most fun for them. Like, yeah, knight there. I think I have check, and then queen d2, and that's also a weak square. One of my private students and I, shout out Clee, we were just talking about that. So, weak squares here. h6, that's a hole. They've committed all their pawns to light squares, so let's take the dark squares up. Okay, this guy wanted a rematch. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, looks like we might get a tiger here. We do. Okay, b5, fianchetto the bishop, and then here we have knight d7. So yeah, guys, for this setup, for a long time I was continuing my regular hippo on this side of the board, but I like the tiger. I like the tiger, and you still keep hippo principles. Sometimes you can go back. Like right now, if I really want to go back to the hippo, I can. I'm going to go rook c8 and keep those hippo principles in mind, but not quite commit yet. Anytime I see these, you can do that. Pushing here is usually not good for them. Pushing here, I push. Okay, and now we start attacking. So queen a5 ideas, b4 ideas. Here they played f3. That's a good move because that slows down any kick the knight, take the pawn ideas. Knight d5, that's also a good move. Well, I thought it was, maybe not. Because I can take it, develop the knight. Don't be in a rush to move this knight when you're playing the tiger. Bring it out at the right moment. Don't be in a rush for e6 either. Okay, so they take so that the pawn's defended. Fair enough. So we got that semi-open file now. If you push that pawn, don't do that. b4 looks very interesting at some point here. Queen c7 is logical. Knight back is a good general maneuver as well. Let me do that. So I got pressure on b2. Do I have any tactical shots here? I don't think I do. Okay, that's usually a bad idea because it's a little bit hard for white to break this side of the board open now. I will continue to shuffle my pieces over. So right now one threat is actually bishop takes b2 with check and then flying in with the knight, or just knight in. Either one of those work. He's not going to fall for that, I don't think. So bishop d4, I attack. I attack. They run. I could castle. I don't mind that. Okay, so they have a bishop that's not that great. I don't have any. I'll go king h7 just to keep this defended twice. And okay, here we go again. So we're going to keep adding the pressure. Knight c4. Looks good. Okay, so jumping in there. Knight a4 maybe. Next. Depending on what they do. If they go b3, check, and then I take, and then I got discoveries. Like here, check, king up, takes, check. f5, we can go for that pawn. Of course, I'm ready to take, and push, check. That's really bad for them. Here, fork, here, checkmate. So they can't push. That would be game over. g6 is vulnerable. That's a weak pawn, for sure. So is b2. So someone's going to win this race here. Typically in the Tiger, you get destroyed or you destroy them. Taking looks good. Okay. I'll go for that. So I have check ideas, takes, check. Like I could try to lure the king all the way out. Maybe. I don't think that's gonna, well, maybe. Actually. Check here, check. Although I guess they could go back. Is that something I'm worried about? Takes. Okay. I mean, I feel like I gotta take the knight, right? Take the knight. If I go here, they go check. Or here. Takes, check. Here, check. Here, I have that corner check as well. Okay, so let's take that guy. And if you take both of these, it's a win for me. So check. They could go there as well. Okay, so we fly in. Again, if you go to the corner, this is an option. I don't have to do it. Well, maybe I do. I don't know, but that's an option. Okay, so if I do go check and they block with the rook, that's a little bit of a dead end. I'm down 1 point. Okay. Does that work? Here. Just check here. I pin it. That does look pretty dangerous. Here, if the queen blocks, check here, then I take. Okay. Let's try that. Rook up, I go here. Check. Oof, that is very scary. Here. Maybe I avoid checks here. Here. Okay, I'm trying to keep my king from not getting checked by that queen. I'm also threatening takes and check. Right now, I'm also threatening check. Basically the same thing. If rook here, I don't really want to just run into that, so I had an idea there. Was it here? Yeah, rook e1. If they take, check. And that might be fancy for no reason, though. Check here. No. What do I got? Okay, we'll try that. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they take, right? Takes. If I check and take, they can't do that. Okay, that move is interesting. Okay, check. Keep the pressure on, right? Crazy position. But that's the tiger for you. It's always a brawl. So I keep checking. He's going for the win. Are they sure about that though? Because the rook is hanging if they take. So now I'm up 4, so they got to checkmate me now, or else it's going to be over. Huh. Okay, maybe it does work. I don't know. Queen goes in. I can't go there. Very, very crazy. Block with the queen. Here. Okay, so we're in a time scramble now. Check. Wow, what a crazy game. Let's take a look at that. So we got all these moves. So this is all standard, guys. This is like, if you ever see this formation and you're playing that, you're wanting to go into a hippo, I recommend taking that space quickly on the queen side. Against the hippo, we want to attack on the queen side anyway. The only difference really is that sometimes in the tiger, most of the time actually, we'll play knight f6 at some point because it covers those key central squares. Now, so this is all standard. Some like h5. I don't. I played it once in a tournament game and I got wiped. So I like h6 more in general. I push. So knight d5 wasn't good. Yeah. So we take knight f6. Okay. So it likes knight b6 more. Interesting. If they take. Ooh, I see. Nasty idea. So, I mean, knight f6 is fine, but knight b6 is a little bit better, and it puts them in a spot where if you take, they're just losing. And the game gets really dynamic as we look towards this d5 square. We're looking at d4 as well. If knight c3, stake that out so that they're aiming towards nothing. Keep it moving. Okay, so I end up running back, locking it up, knight over. Okay, this is all fine. So this is a dead even position. That was a losing move. It says white should have checked. So now it's -3, -5. Blunder by me. Yeah, I guess I could have just took the rook. I'm always saying to take the simple route, right? That probably would have been a lot more simple. I am curious back here if... Yeah, so they should have took. I don't know. That's just winning for them. Apparently I have 3 winning moves right now. This is winning. This is winning. And this is winning. Interesting. I mean, weirdly enough, they're kind of in a bind, right? This rook can't move. This queen can't check. It's babysitting that. The king is not allowed to move. If the rook leaves, we have the fork. So we do have them in a pretty good bind. Interesting. Okay, now back here we had a draw. Still a draw. They should take here and just keep repeating. That's what they should do, but they traded and then that's a game. Hope you all enjoyed that one. The tiger is intense. Okay. I could say I feel like I'm getting better at it though. Like especially with those over the board tournament games, I've only had 3 of them so far with the Tiger Modern with H6. Eventually, if I see H4, but right now I'm 3-0 with it, so it's going well so far. But you know how chess goes. But I do feel like I'm gaining experience in it, which is nice. Okay, tuck the knight. I'm a little bit just cautious of that, so that's what I'm kind of keeping an eye out for. Of course, the bishop's not there, so I think playing b4 is okay. I'll just take the space they give me. Now I can tuck the knight, or I can go knight c3. I'm going to go knight c3 here. Okay, a small little variation in the Hippo you can make if they don't take the full center is just putting this guy right onto that spot. You could also tuck the knight and then bring the other guy over. That's fine as well. Now they're pretty obviously coordinating towards an f4 break. I'm a little bit wary of castling here. Here, takes. No, that's fine. Right now the bishop's looking right at me, but I can step off. So h3 is defended more now. Okay, we're taking all day. Are they really gonna... Okay, they're really going for it. I don't think this is sound for them. f4 is hanging. f2 is hanging. I could improve. I can't go there with the bishop, so... Okay, I'll improve the queen. Here we are again, up material. This might be the theme of this episode, guys. Is just being up material. At like move 12 or whatever. You're giving me a pawn, huh? Is that too greedy to take? I don't think it is. Because I have check. And then I can bring the rook over. Get everybody involved. I'm just making... I mean, I guess I could take here too. Take. Or I just improve my rook. I think either are fine. Their light scores are pretty weak. Bishop e4. I'd like to get my queen there, but I can't. Here. Queen c7 ideas. Yeah, that just seems pretty good. I think they're giving me too much here. I mean, I'm up 4 points right now. Takes, and then maybe I take that pawn and I'm up 5. Most of the time, guys, if you're up 1 pawn, you're winning. Most of the time in chess. Most of the time. Not always. It also depends, like, Are you in a gambit? Is your opponent doing this on purpose? Or are you just up a pawn for no reason? Usually if you're up a pawn for no reason, you're winning. Or at the very least, you have a draw. I could still take it. Or I could go back. I mean, yeah, sure. This is not repetition, by the way, guys, because I took a pawn, and then when I come back, it is a different position because there is no pawn here. Threefold repetition, you just need the same position 3 times. That's it. It doesn't have to be in a row, like back and forth, just 3 times in general. Same exact position, though. So this is a little bit different. Similar, but not the same. Here, I'm up 5. They develop. Yeah. But I can still take. So, okay, yeah, I'll take that. I also have check right now. I don't think they're going to give me that. Yeah, bishop out. We go takes, takes. Takes? I don't want to get too greedy. Actually, no, never mind. If I do this, I lose on the spot. Oh my gosh, not doing that. Whew, that would be bad. Okay. So I'm going to bring this rook over, threaten a fork. Well, it's not really a fork. It's a... Oh, looks like I'm disconnect. Oh, I thought I was disconnecting there for a second. Okay, bishop f2. Check. Takes. I don't think they have a mating net there. Okay. Now I'm threatening mate in 2. I will go to g1. There we go. Okay. Going up against folder not found. Interesting. Wonder what that's referring to. Could be a lot of things. Okay, so it looks like we're getting like another London, which I'm fine with. I'm cool with that. I'll move quickly. Okay, now we're not getting the full London. Yeah, the London, like with the pawn on e6, oh my gosh. It just, you can crush it so quickly much of the time. I'm okay with h5 because I'd have knight g3 and that's defended well enough. Here, here, here. Yeah, it's a little iffy. Here, here, takes, 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 takes. It's also a little questionable. Let me try this technique. Okay, I don't do this often at the breather moment, but at a certain point that's good to throw in. I should probably play a3 too. Finish the hippo. Okay, yeah, so they're seeing that this is a weakness. This is a weakness. Yeah, I can't. I mean, I can tuck this knight. But that knight is going to get in somewhere. Okay, I'll do that. To stop h4. Here, maybe we castle? Yeah, castle. And I'd like to get rid of that guy on c4. Maybe jump in myself. Okay, so let me target that knight there. And by the way, guys, I don't. If I had to do that again, I wouldn't push here again. Okay, this is typically not the best at that stage, unless your knight's already here and you're already attacking and all that. Now that move, I'm okay with that. I'm good with that because my bishop was terrible and you gave up your great knight for it. So I still have my good bishop. That's great. Here takes. I can't take away from the center because of e4. I could do this first, but it is a little bit of a different dynamic than usual because I don't even have that bishop. So taking away from the center doesn't, do as much. Okay, so I'll throw it in. Take towards the center here. I don't have a bishop that would activate. Okay, I mean, you're giving me g6, so that's a weak square. No bishop, no pawn can guard it. The knight can. Now it feels like they're on their back heels a little bit. Probably go to h1 just because I'm going up against the bishop on a dark square. So I don't want pieces on light squares in general, like your queen and your king, can be a good idea. Mainly your king. All right, so I got pressure there. Well, I was threatening that. Now I'm not, because I don't have mate anymore. Okay, this is one of those positions where I feel like my opponent really just can't do much, so I don't need to be in a rush. I can play very calm, form a battery ram. Do I want you to get that activity? Not really. Not really. Here, I guess if I triple up, takes, rook flies in, I'm okay. Yeah, so I have the time. I'll just keep putting pressure on that side of the board. I can also go queen d1 at some point too if the rook does end up on a2. Now you're wanting to trade bishops. See, I don't like that. I don't like what you're doing here. I really don't. I really don't like it. If I end up running, my rook will be stuck. I think that's the best thing I got, though, because I don't want to give that piece away. Okay, so I save my rook. If I jump in right now, I don't want to trade queens, so I'd rather drop my queen first and then go check. That way the rook flies in, the queen then goes to h5. That's a whole different ball game. I want to keep queens on the board here. My opponent just can't do much. They're, I mean, in fairness to them, they are cooking something up here, but I still don't think it's enough. Okay, because I got this pressure on h6, queen h5 on the way, threatening that discovery. Sure, I'll calmly take. If rook a2, queen h5 looks good. I'd also say taking on h6 and then queen h5 looks good too. The king can't run. Rook g8 won't really do much for you. Okay, rook a1, yeah. So I gotta take that guy. I could add the pressure. I'm gonna add the pressure. So that's a threat now. If they take, boom. If they run, checkmate. Here, takes, boom. Rook up. Well, we'll break it open. Here, or here. Takes, check. They run here. I think they gotta run here, actually. Because if they go there, well, either way it's winning. But check and that's it. I could go there too. Doesn't really matter. Okay. Got almost halfway there today. Let's see. 1, 2. Are we going to get another tiger? Another crazy game? No. But we are going to get an Austrian. Nice. Okay, so I used to be scared of the Austrian guys. I'm really not anymore. It took a long time. But hey, we there. We a work in progress. You know what I mean? 1, 2, 3 is what I generally recommend. So keeping these here. Don't move your bishop away. Don't block with your knight. This is the Austrian. This is not the Averbach where we don't really care about that. We just do our Hippo. No, this is the Austrian. We have to keep defenders on this, not including that pawn. Yes, I can technically leave and then take all day, but then I'm going to have double isolated pawns. No, thank you. 1, 2, 3, and then pressure here. And usually if they push this pawn, it's good to finish out with the knight. The knight does a good job for us. Okay, c5. So I got 3 on this pawn. I got 3 on f5. Okay, so good pressure there, good pressure there. If they push, takes, the bishop's hanging. So even if you go here, we take. If you take, we take towards the center. Now, when this pawn's not on c3, a major theme and idea is knight b4 going for the bishop. And if the bishop runs away because it doesn't want to lose itself for a knight, okay, we give away our bad bishop for their good bishop. Now, obviously, here with the pawn on c3, that does change a little bit. But it's going to be hard for them to pull that off well, I think. Here, I could push. I could do that. Pushing looks good, though. If I'm able to distract this pawn with taking or pushing or whatever, or even taking it, that's going to make f5 very hard for white to pull off. Now, if I take here, they do get great activity on my knight, a great pin. No thanks. Maybe I go there, takes. Yeah, that looks good. I always have a supporter here as well, right? If they end up taking my knight. And I got 3 defenders on this guy. They got 3 attackers, so that's not enough. Takes here. They could attack me. Do I like that? I don't love it. Sometimes in chess you gotta go for what's okay and not what you love. Sometimes there's nothing to love in a position. I'm not saying that here, I'm just saying. Do I love this? I don't know. But I don't mind it. You know what I mean? Takes. Yeah, taking with the knight is much better than the pawn. I could go f6 as well. I'm just a little bit worried about my dark squares there without a bishop. So I don't think I should do that. As tempting as it is, it just doesn't feel right. So let me kick that knight out and keep all this solid. I don't want that bishop, you know, maneuvering its way in. That can't be good. They push. No, that's fine. Although I guess that opens up. Okay, let's bring the knight over. Play principled. This is not a passed pawn. It feels like it is, but at least to me, a little bit, because there's nothing that can stop it if it pushes. But right now, there's something looking right at it. So this is not a passed pawn. If they take, I could take with my pawn. I don't know why they'd take, though. I really don't. Queen here. Looks decent. It's just activating. That's all it is. There's no threat there. This looks decent. If they push, do I care? A little bit. If I push, takes. I suppose if they push, I can always ignore it too. Okay, let me just fight for this file. Put a little bit of pressure there. Maybe start putting a little bit of pressure on the knight. Okay, so we're adding the pressure. So for example, the reason pressure matters, right now I'm not threatening anything, but if the bishop ran there, I could take, for example, and there's a pin. So yeah, I'm looking towards a lot of pieces right now with my bishop. That's great. My rook's looking at that pretty vulnerable b2 pawn. If they push, I take, so that's not good for them. I guess c5 though. Okay, e5. Takes, check. I run, takes, check. They take, I check. Okay. Doesn't look bad. I don't like the knight jumping in there either. So yeah, I'm not gonna push. If I take, okay, I'll take this first. Pawn for pawn, basically. At some point, they'll take on e6 with check. I run. So now we're at even material. I guess I could take with the bishop too. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Take with the bishop. I could take with the knight. Takes. If the rook takes, check, I'm good. If the bishop takes, check, I'm fine. But I might as well just take with my bishop. I think it feels a little loose to me because my knight is hanging, so maybe there's some tactic in my mind, but I'm not seeing it. So I mean, you go there, maybe I go queen d6 to threaten h2 and threaten your bishop and defend my knight. We got pressure on c3, but we're pinned. I could always check. Nope, never mind. h4 is taken away. Okay, so they do the queen e4 move. I'll threaten that pawn and the bishop. I think they gotta, yeah, so they save the bishop. I mean, sure. Okay, I'm gonna run with my knight and threaten the bishop now. Counter-attacking punch, as Russ Southern, my partner for Chessable, says. That's what he says. What's he say? He says yeah, counter-attacking punch. You get the idea. Okay, takes looks fun. This looks fun. Takes. And they don't have time to pull off a check. If they take my knight there, I guess they block. Okay, well, I gotta take it. I gotta take it. I mean, come on. Good move. That's a threat too. Okay, looks like we're going into a rook endgame here. As always, I have like no time left. You can take that to the bank apparently. Here, them saving their pawn doesn't do anything. They're eventually going to have to take this guy anyway. Okay, there we go. Rook over. King over. Offer a trade. The goal here is to just take one rank at a time. This is a draw. This is a drawn position. Okay, sure. Oh, that was a blunder. Okay. Check. King up. You know what I could do? I could do the passive back rank defense technique. The problem is pre-moving is going to be hard. For me. Okay. Here we go. Are we going to get our London? No. Wow, queenside. Okay. Y'all know what to do in the castle queenside. Those of you that have been watching this speed run. I want to do that. It's a little bit of a cheap threat, though. Right? Here, here, here. Takes here. I could go for that idea as well. Let me do that. You got to break it open on the queenside, guys. Really? Now that move is interesting. I don't know. I don't know, bro. Okay. I mean, you made a target, so I'll go attack that guy. I'm also looking at knight b5. You kick me into where I want to go. Thanks. Now, I could go here, or I could take and then do that. If I go here right now... Yeah, I'm sorry. That looks pretty good. Go here right now. They got to move it somewhere. That's not good. That's a little bit better, I think, because at least c5 is protected. Or that. Yeah, same thing. Can I take that diagonal? I think so. Okay, so I'm trying to play actively, add the pressure. If this knight moves, I might have tactical themes. If here, check. Looks fun. But then my knight is trapped. My knight would be trapped. Okay, well, we'll start with that. Here. I don't know where to put this guy. Eek, as Boston Mike would say. Takes? No. Takes? I get something out of it. Takes, takes. How do I make this interesting, right? How do I get counterplay out of this? Takes. I guess I get 2 pawns. If they take here. 2 pawns for a piece and their king's on d8. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Of course, they might take here. Interesting. Okay, so I don't hate this now. I think they should have took here. We'll take a look afterwards, but 1-2, rook in, looks fun. I mean, I'm way ahead in the attack right now. And my knight's a monster. The king is on d8. I'm down a pawn. Oh, sorry, I'm down a piece for 2 pawns. So, yeah, you can't go there. I guess I could do this first and then push. But that could come quick, although I guess I gotta be aware of that move, actually. Now, knight d4, that move... Taking it is logical. That is a concern. I could castle. If they attack me, I go up. I'm still looking at this. There's also no knight looking at b4. It's all about, can I get my rook there? Pin or not? Pin check, skewer, moving there for fun. I don't care. I want to get my rook here. Okay. Getting closer. There. Now with check, I will run. Takes. They can't take. Takes. Takes. Check. That actually looks really good. I think I got too much of a too great. Even though the queens are off the board, I think my attack is too much for black. Because with check here, that's, I mean, they're gonna give up their knight. If it goes here, the other rook flies in. And that's a mate threat. In fact, can they even stop the mate? I don't see how they can stop it. I mean, I might, I was about to say I could pre-move it, but I mean, they could do that. They could do that. I take. Okay, that's true. And then what's the material count at that point? I'd be up a pawn, I think. Here. No. Do I take here first? Takes here. They run That looks fun. Okay, I'm going to try to keep a little bit of material on the board here because I feel like black's weaknesses are much worse than mine. I'm still looking at check. If they stop it here, I guess they go back. I could do this right now. Looking at d6. Okay, check. And start picking off these pawns. I'll take this one so that I can go for d4. Their king is so active. That is a concern. I'm not going to lie. That is a concern. I am up 2 pawns, though. Okay, here. 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 I got to take off. Like, these are their threats. These are how they can win the game. That's it. So, if I can take those pawns. If I take, they take. If I run, they defend. Yeah, that's fine. I got a passer, so I'm going to start pushing this guy. Okay. We're there. We're there. We're there. Okay, we help out. Check. Okay, we'll go here. Good move. And this is a draw. I'm up a pawn, but they can sack the knight for it, right? There we go. Okay, let's take a look at that one. That one, so right here, so this is all good. B4, good move. By the way, guys, if they take with the knight, castling is fine. Right, queen takes, rook over anyway. That was engine move. I guess there's a few moves here. Takes is good, castling is good, there is good. I guess I should take, and then castle. Okay. Interesting. Now, I'm wondering if when, let me see. Yeah, and they should have took here. What is the answer here? Let's see. So I am okay, but I wasn't sure if I was, to be honest. I got different moves. I guess I can castle. Wow. White's okay here. Again, going for A8. If they go there, we take, and here we go again. So yeah, it's just hard. It's hard for black to defend that. Now this entire way through, we're winning. We're winning. Okay, and it starts getting closer in the eval. It's like plus 1.5 right now, 0.5 now. Okay, and it's a draw. So let's see. Yeah, save it. I will say it's easier. It's easier for me to defend f2 than it is for them to defend f7, right? So I'm kind of taking a weak pawn there and getting rid of a pawn that I can guard pretty easily. So if I make that move, this is probably a game over pretty soon. Okay, good game though. All right, here we go. Okay, are we getting an Averbach here again? It's looking like it. Yep. So they're doing a very traditional Averbach. Knight d2 and f4 is the correct move against nearly anything. It's the Averbach, so we're playing f4. taking that space, adding the pressure. If they take, we take with the knight. Takes does not work because of the intermediate captures. Okay, and if they push, we push. Looking at f5. Takes. Can't tell you how many times I get this, guys. Okay. No matter what rating you're at, like if you play the Hippo, you will see the same setups over and over and over again, right? Now, if your rating's 600, you might see a lot of pawn chucks at your king at move 3, but it's still the same setup. Gosh, I had something so similar to this earlier in the speedrun. I'm trying to recall. What I think it. I mean, I can't castle. We know that. So I'll go for f5. We'll go for the sack. Knight g3 takes, check, I run. Okay, they don't do that. They run here. Looks fine. That looks playable. That looks playable. I could even castle. Yeah, maybe I go for that knight. That knight is annoying. Make a decision. Either of those squares. Okay, so I will. Well, I guess if I take check, Okay, I'll go rook g1 then. So that way I'm double attacking the knight. If you take, I get development and I can castle. That's a big difference between my king being on f1, especially with that file breaking open. Now they wisely defend it. So here we are again. Takes. I could go for the bishop. Takes. I can't go intermediate. I could go there. They get the check off anyway. But the bishop, I mean, the queen e2 idea is, it's nice. It's nice. Okay. So I'm guessing they'll take and then check. I'll run my king probably to... I mean, I'd love to go to d2 and long castle, but they have a check there. So I'd probably have to go to f1. If you kick my knight, I go here. Your bishop, game over. Now queen f4. Are you sure, bro? I think I have bishop c1 here. Okay, so that Hippo bishop is not stuck here all game. You can always bring it back. Or bring it up one more square to trap a rook or get a pin or whatever it may be. And now we attack the bishop. If you move it anywhere besides here, it's mate. If you move it here, I take it. So what do they got? b5, b5. Do I attack the pawn? They kick me again, I run back. I mean, that's fine with me. Although, wait, no. If I go here, they save themselves. Oh, but I have bishop g5. And the queen's trapped in that line. Including here, I can take, and the queen's trapped. Now you could go to g3. I guess the question there is, do I take the piece? Do I go up a piece, or do I play queen h1? Although I guess if queen h1, they still... Yeah, they still have a square there. So, yeah, I would just take the queen. All right, let's see what we get here. Okay, pretty traditional setup thus far. Okay, 2 pawns center, 2 knights out. We're good with that. Use the elimination process once we hit the breather moment. Okay, you have the... One of y'all, I forgot who it was. One of y'all told me what you call this. It was like the principled setup or something like that. Okay, 1, 2. I think you made it up, whoever said that on the comment section, but I like the name. All right, I cannot castle, eliminated. Does not come with tempo. Usually would be eliminated, but I do have that knight c6 idea because that's not defended. f5 feels wobbly, even though it's technically not eliminated. This is not eliminated. This is not eliminated. Wow, a lot of moves. This is not eliminated. So they're giving me a lot of moves here. There's a lot of ways we could take this game, guys. A lot of ways. Okay, b5, fine. c5, take some space. If they take, they're not getting automatic activity, so that's good. Here, and e4 drops. They push. Now that move is fine. I am tempted to do this here. Takes. I'll just lock it up. Lock it on up. f5 is a possibility. c4 is a possibility. Just keep an eye on if something goes to e2. Now b3. So that looks to slow down that option. So I'm guessing they're going to want to move their knight over. Now, I can't castle. I could do this, but then they go knight h4. Yeah, it's a little exposing. I could go g5. They start running. You know what else I could do? I could go queen c7. That way if they run, I go here. Let me do that. So I'm just trying to stall this move a little bit. Here, they pin, I defend it. Still gonna win that bishop, I think. So the bishop runs. So okay, here we are again. They're wanting to get that in. But there is less pressure here now, which makes me feel a lot better. I could put pressure on that pawn. Let me try that. Put pressure on the pawn directly. That way the knight can't move. I'm also threatening this now. Okay. And that would become weaker if I do take e4 off. How do they stop? I mean, I guess I could go back, but I guess I could go back. I might be in a spot where I can pull off g5 and dancing those knights in. We might be there, guys. Here. Really? Now that move is questionable to me. Okay, we'll kick your knight, pick off e4, d5 becomes weaker. If you do the discovery against my knight, we take with tempo on your queen. So you're gonna have to let the pawn go. They let it go right now. We can take that center pawn. Takes. If they don't do anything, this is an option, this is an option. They do that. Am I worried about this? I am worried about it. Bishop b6. No, thank you. I'm good, you know what I mean? We're good out here on that. All right. Takes. Looks okay to me. In fact, could I take right now? I guess I have an intermediate move. Takes, yeah. Okay, so maybe I'll just take this guy. I have two defender. Once this pawn takes, I have two on e5. I mean, it's move 19. My king is still in the center. It's starting to feel a little bit wobbly, so I'd like to castle. I do got to look out for h6, though. Okay, so the bishop's still there, so that's not a concern. I could look to take castle. That's an option, just to get rid of that attacker and that attacker. The bishop can't move anywhere except back. So here we go. C4, take that piece off, take that piece off, castle next. Okay, rook's defended. I'm up a pawn, but bishops of opposite color. I have this idea. They have rook d5, and that rook is a monster on that square. Okay. I'd like to get this pawn to e4, so my bishop is active. We do get it there. Great. Probably offer a trade next. Yeah. I mean, if I go there, they take, so I'll do that. They could take with the rook. I could get the 2 rooks for the queen. I don't know about that. A little questionable. I could also do that. That might be the game plan. It's less awkward. Less awkward, but here, takes, rook over. If I take this check, they don't go for that. They go for this. That falls. Fine. I'll go here. Tuck the king, that way my bishop's free. Okay, so this is like battle of the bishops that can't see each other. Okay, looking at e3 now. I like the attacking formation for me. So that's an idea too, actually. Here, check. It's almost a brilliancy, but not quite. Okay, I need to let that go. Okay, fine. I'll do the principled move. Time to start blitzing it out, y'all. I have that check available too if they end up pushing. They don't. Okay, well, I want to get my rook involved. Why not, right? If they offer a trade, I'll probably take it. They don't. Okay. That next. Probably. Or here. Ooh, that looks good. Like if trade, I go there. Threatening mate. I don't actually. How do they stop that? Okay, queen g4, fine. Takes. Go there. Check. 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 Mate. All right. We got. Is this guy gonna move or what? Here we go. All right. G6. Bullet. I see this move sometimes. Blitz. No. Okay. So we're back in a standard setup. Different ways of playing this. But at this point, we're just gonna get our full hippo set up, assuming they don't do something crazy in the center. Alright, so we tuck. I have quite a bit of time already, that's nice. I'll just keep moving fast. My biggest time advantages come out of classical chess. And you know what's weird too? Sometimes I find with more time, my opponent will play worse coming out of the opening because I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping on that, but I just feel like sometimes when my opponents actually think more, they like, I don't know what happens, but they get more like, I don't know. They start tripping out a little bit. Okay, shout out to Jay. He came up with, he coined the mnemonic term of, what is it? Give me a second here. If they push the D pawn, definitely lock it up. If they push the E pawn, maybe lock it up. I've been trying to think of a ringy way to, a nice way to say it, and he comes in with that bar. So there you go. That was on our Patreon Discord. Okay, G3 here. I mean, that's weakening. You're going to have to figure out how to get that bishop back, I think. In the meantime, here. I could go for knight f6 as well. Here. There's no trap. There's a fork. I don't like that, though. I don't like it. It feels too... And the knight is supported by a pawn. Okay, so now we're down on time. Lovely. Pawn here. I could improve the knight. Let me do that. If they give up their bishop for my knight, my pawns are doubled. I don't mind doubled pawns, guys. I just mind when they're isolated. As long as my pawns are clumped together, they're nice and solid, we're in a good spot. Okay. So yeah, they want to go f5. b4 takes. If they take, I take with the pawn. And if they kick me, okay, good job. But I also got what I want out of it, which is the pawn side by side. I still can't castle. What could I do now? Here? Takes. Interesting. Let's try it. Takes. I'm planning on that. Check. We have to run. D7 is not good. I missed that move. Am I okay? I'm not sure. Here, because I have check now. I run. They then take. Yeah, that's a whole different ball game there. Okay. Well, let's see what we can cook up here. Bishop. Oh, bishop there, actually. They take, though. Takes, check. That's the best thing I see. At least I get material out of it, but I don't know. My king could try to hide on... Okay, so they don't go for it. Knight g2. Knight f5. Looks fine. So at least I'm defending h6 now if they do end up taking. Okay. Bishop c8 would be the plan if my knight gets attacked. Okay, we're guarding it. Here, probably. Sure. Okay, I'll take with the bishop. If I take with the pawn, they can keep breaking it open. They can still push, which is a good move, but at least we're in a spot where we can keep this file closed. Rook over. Okay, I actually don't like that. Takes. Okay, so I'm going to go here. That way this is guarded by my bishop and my rook. I'm also looking at that pawn. Here? Maybe? We'll start with that. Yeah. Good move, bro. Okay, well, we're definitely worse, so I just got to start playing fast. I do have pressure there. Okay, I'll run that king over. That's an idea, but check. I have to defend my bishop. They go check. I defend. They take, it looks like. What am I missing here? I think they just gave me their queen. Talk about luck there. Okay, sure, bro. Pretty rare you see a 2171 blunder a queen. At least rare that I see it. Pin that knight. Okay, we're going to go back and look at this one, though, because I obviously got myself in a heap of trouble. Threatening mate. We'll see where they go with it. If here... Oh, wait. Okay, well, we can just finish that off right there. All right, let's take a look, guys, at the breather moment in this one. That was the best move. That was a good move. That was good. It likes this the most. Okay, okay. That's the second best, it looks like, or right around second. Now, I was looking at h3, and I kind of discounted this a little bit, but yeah, I could still move up. It wants c6. I'm not doing c6. I could see that, though. Yeah, just keep playing actively on this side of the board. Typically, if they're weakening the light squares, especially if you see h4, 1-2 is the way to go. So that makes sense. f5 was okay. Again, probably could play a little more patiently. Bishop c8 is a good move. I should have just did that. And then f5. That's a whole different game. Okay, cool. So support first. There's no rush. Why am I rushing so much? Typically the pawn is the best, but I missed this idea. Apparently I'm supposed to play a5. Okay. f4 was too crazy. And yeah, I missed this check. I was thinking takes. What was I thinking? Takes. What was I thinking? Someone's gonna have to tell me what I was saying. Here maybe? I forget what I was thinking there, but I had an idea, okay? But I missed the check. Once that happened, I'm just losing. I don't really think there's much to cover here. Yeah, this is almost +4 the entire way. Now it is over +6, mate and 8. I got lucky. Play anything else pretty much and white's winning, so. Okay, we got a lucky one there. Yeah, bishop c8. You see the center locked up? Never a bad idea, right? Well, maybe not never, but you get the idea. You get the point. All right, d6. Okay, are we doing a tiger, bro? No, we're not. Okay, fine. Because they've already played knight f3. So now it's a 2-on-2. I'm not worried about it. So I can't develop this side of the board. That's fine. I'll take the space while I can. Okay. So this is one of those positions. If they castle, I might want to think about 1, 2, 3. Okay, so sometimes I don't like opting for this so fast because of this kind of line. I am okay here. Just have to play it well. But this is sound. I could take. That doesn't work. Developing looks fine. Okay, so this is a little bit of a different position than we're used to in the Hippo, but that's sometimes the risk of pushing these pawns so quickly. I can't castle. I want to get out of this pin. I'll go king f8. My king's still safe right here. I feel fine. Okay. We push. Are we going to see a sack? No. Takes. Or a knight back, maybe. But then I'm just going in circles. Okay, I'll take here. If they don't take with the pawn, I have knight b4. If they do take with the pawn, I don't have that. I don't mind that trade. Here, I don't mind this either. Although, yeah, it's a little aggressive, a little dicey. Yeah, it's a little much. Okay, fine. We'll start trading. My king is in greater danger than theirs, so I still feel okay, but obviously my king is in greater danger, so let's start trading. Okay, take, improve the knight. We finally get that nice b4 square. Is this better now? I think it is. Threatening that, threatening that. Take, push. Really? Okay, sure. I'm cool with that. Trade down. Centralize this knight. Take. King up. I don't want to lose e6. I also don't really want to put my king in a position where they could easily check on c6, which they were obviously thinking about right there. If I kick, they improve. Yeah. If I kick, they improve. And they're looking at g6, which is a major weakness. I can't tell who's better right now. I can't tell. Here. I could do that. Okay, let me get rid of that knight. That knight's annoying. Get rid of that guy. Bring my rook over. Maybe go up to d7 to really secure c7 in its positioning. Wow. Okay, so they're going all out. So they gave up a piece. They're getting 3 pawns out of it. Well, maybe 2. But of course, a very active position. So I'm up a piece for 2 pawns. Oh wait, what am I doing? How'd I miss that? Okay, rook over. That looks fun, but it's just giving up 2 pieces for a pawn, or for a rook. Maybe king up. up again. Attack that guy. Check, I run. They pin my knight. Or attack my pinned knight. Yeah, I just dropped the rook there. That was bad. Here... I'm not seeing any cheese. I'm not seeing any tricks. Takes. Okay, well, the knight's dropping, so we run away. I mean, hey, if you want to go here and give up back rank, I would appreciate it. You know what I mean? That's cool with me. Okay, they obviously don't want to do that. Let me... Yeah, it's looking pretty slim that we make it out of this, guys. Because they're going to promote. I have too many pawns to get a stalemate. I'll go up just to act like I'm threatening something. That's defended. Rook over, probably. Okay, that works too. That works too. Check, check, check. We're just stalling this guy out here. If they take the rook, I'll resign. Okay. Okay, yeah. Good game there by my opponent. Very nicely played. Let's see. Okay, so white was better here. They had like a plus 1.4. Yeah, that was a blunder. I don't know, guys. For some reason, I was like, oh, I just didn't see that. It's still not super easy, but looking at the middle game segments, yeah, this is typically why I personally don't push these pawns. I tend, unless they're castled queenside, I tend to not play as well when I'm in these positions, and they start harassing my pawns like this. I tend to struggle a little bit, so that's just me. Some players do well with that in this kind of game. Let me know if that's you. In the tiger, I tend to do pretty well with it. I think it's because the king is here, and if this side breaks open, it's good for me. But in this position, I don't know. I don't know if I love this. It's like it's all breaking open, and their king is totally fine. Let me know what you think. All right, here we go. Ooh, 2258. Let's get it. Okay, G3. Fianchetto. Here we go. A lot of this setup this episode. Okay, Averbach. Okay, I was expecting this for some reason. Averbach too. Averbach becomes so common once you hit a certain rating range. I'd say like my blitz rating, I think it's 2537 right now, question mark. And I see Averbachs. I get a lot of tigers at that level too. Haven't been getting too many tigers this speedrun thus far, but okay, queen c7. Yeah, so guys, typically this is good. If I can pull off castling kingside and then f4, I'll do it. But of course, if the queen went to d7, I just play f4. Now I'll play it. Okay, and I like the support of the rook, right? That's nice. It's nice to have the rook there. It's nice to be castle already. If they run over, I could probably do that and take and make the knight run around and then go save my pawn. Okay, take with the knight. If here, our hippo bishop flies in. Okay, this is a hit 2200, so I highly doubt they're going to drop that. But okay, here we go, d4. So yeah, oftentimes in these positions, locking it up is bad. I don't think I'd say it's bad here, but is there something better? Queen f3 takes. I could always go take it. That's playable. I could push. This is... Yeah, I'll push. I'll push because my pawn's still on g3. I think if my pawn was on g4, I'd be a lot more concerned about this diagonal. But my knight still has some decent support. Okay, I'm going to do what I should have done the last game and just get this bishop back. Or was it the game before? Maybe it was the game before last. Bishop back to c1. Just get it back. Center's locked up. Boom. And they do have good pressure on this side of the board. Okay, I have to defend this because they're threatening to take and then take. Knight c4 may be worth it soon. Maybe knight f3. b5. Here. Here. Takes. Here. I could just do this now. Okay, I'll do this now. Knight f3. Boom. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. They could take with the pawn as well. I think either way is fine. So I'll get rid of that bishop. And then I could try to route to f5. It depends how they take, right? If they take with the pawn, then that's obviously a waste of time. If they take with the queen, that is an option. That is an option. I will say... Okay, it doesn't matter. Pawn takes. So takes bishop. Or just bishop. Straight away. Let's just do it straight away. Takes. I'm fine. If they don't take, they gotta run or defend it. If they run, I think I have a fork. So yeah, they take. We'll go with capturing. Take. Okay, so now their bishop is bad. But of course, their knight can activate. So I will run. Now, if the knight went here, I'd have to... No, I can't go there. If the knight went here, that's an option, that's an option. I'd like to pull this off at some point. Get that bishop involved too, because right now this bishop's not that doing much. So I'd like to get that guy out. Maybe there. Maybe. I could go a4. A4. There. Takes. Okay, I'll throw that move in there. Okay, this is not good for them in terms of breaking it open. This is really bad pawn structure for them with the bishop there. So I'd probably want to try to keep material on the board. So let me go queen back. Maybe rook f5. I could do this, but then check. So I'll throw the rook into the mix. If there I couldn't take, I could take first though and then take d5. Rook f1 next. This could get pulled off as the knight doesn't have support. Okay, but they kick me. So I run back to f2. f1. Here, no. Here, maybe. Queen d2 next. I could take it. I could do that as well. Bishop f3. Let me try that. So I'm attacking the knight. You could save it. I go there. Threatening that. I'm just trying to get tiny little improvements out of this. Very strong player, so I'm not going to be able to just wipe him out. Okay, so h6 is threatened. They saved that. Nice move. Yeah, I got to run back so my bishop has somewhere to run. Okay, here we are. Okay, it might be time. Might be time for the pieces to fall. Ugh, I don't like playing against knights. They're so annoying. So annoying. I don't like knights. Here. I mean, what's my queen really doing though? Right? Okay, I'll keep it on the board. I think I'm safe, so. Okay, I do gotta start moving though. King over g4 maybe? Okay, so I get rid of that guy. We go check. Don't want to lose my bishop, that would be bad. Attack that pawn. It's interesting. Probably got to go guard it or h4. Either of those. If you go here now, though, I think I'm going to start working my way in. So that can't be too good for them. If I go here, my bishop's locked in forever. Don't know if I love that. In fact, I'm pretty sure I don't love it. Okay, there. I'm not taking, because then. Okay, but here we go. So I can get some activity going for myself. Here. All right, we'll do that. We'll do this. 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 So we're both finding activity now. He can either go for the win or, yeah, do that. That may have been good. Let me go for it. Let me go for it, guys. Let me go for it, guys. D5. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. We're up 2. There we go. Very well played. Very tight game there. A lot of maneuvering. I think neither of us were really given too many weaknesses to target there, but I think that e5 move, I was able to pull off that king run, and that made a big difference. Okay, so we got, what do we got here? Okay. Just normal development. Okay. Y'all know the drill. Yeah, y'all know the Hippo at this point, right? I mean, come on. All right, a3. Okay, so they got the principled setup. G4 is fine. C4 is fine. Knight f3 is fine. I haven't done knight f3, knight f6 in quite a while. Let me just throw that in there real quick. Throw that into the mix. So what are you trying to do? Here? Okay, well in that case, we'll start counterattacking. I could take towards the center. Takes, push. Looks good to me. I'll take towards the center there. I think either way is fine. And then I'm trying to distract one of these pieces from that pawn, so I'm going pawn for pawn, but I'm getting their central pawn, which is much more helpful, I think. So we'll take that. Okay, so those squares are completely ours. Good bishop there. I could trade it, obviously. Okay, they don't. They don't trade. So we do this? Or this? Ooh. Okay, I like that, because that covers d5 as well. They run away. We go here. Yeah. Ask that bishop what the heck it's doing, you know? What are you doing, bro? Takes, or I run. I'll simplify it. I do like here that I have these central pawns. I feel like my pawns, I have a 5 and a 1, they have a 3-3. I typically prefer a 5-1 or a 4-2 versus a 3-3. It's just, you got all that connected and it can make a big difference in terms of your board presence. That's like such a vague way to put it. But basically these pawns are just very solid, I think. Okay, that doesn't threaten anything, so I don't have to respond. Could do that, but then that happens. Here. Targeting that. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. That weakens e4 a little bit, for sure. It also strengthens these dark squares for me. So it's always a give and a take. Anytime you push a pawn, you are always weakening squares. I don't care if it's move 1. That's okay. That's how chess works. But you want to push them in a way that your weaknesses are minimized. I kick. Take. That looks good. Okay, so keep taking our space here. If here I win a pawn, I think I'm winning a pawn here as well. Just double checking. Yeah, I think we're good. There are discoveries here, but if you move the bishop anywhere, I have check. If you take, I go there. So the knight can't move anywhere. Anywhere else, I take the queen. They defend it. Okay, so now we're up a pawn, but of course, we, you know, we gotta defend here. That move looks solid. That looks solid. Although I don't really want to walk into a skewer, so maybe not. Maybe I'll say no to that whole idea. D5? That way my bishop could activate. My queen could also take TBH, but here takes. That looks good to me. I don't think they have any tactics right now. If they move the bishop, check. If the knight moves here, take. Trade down into an endgame, up a pawn. Yeah, I don't think they have anything. I'm not seeing it right now. In terms of tactics. And my plan, like let's say there or something, my plan is to somehow try to trade down. Takes, check, takes. I could add more pressure. I add pressure, they take, check. Yeah, it is getting a little more difficult for me, I'd say. Takes. Well, we'll go for that. I gotta start moving faster. Okay, check. I'll maintain that pin there. And then start trying to activate. Okay. Rook over. Maybe rook d7. If the rook moves. Should work okay. Or this would be nice. But, yeah, okay. So rook f4, rook d1 are ideas. Rook d1 supports rook d7, but it also gives up f2, but who cares, because if you attack me, I do that. Either way, right? Now queen f3, we can trade. Trades are good. Trades are good. I don't like your queen there, bro. I just don't like it there. Okay. b7 falls. Trade. You gotta take, it looks like. Takes, king runs, queen b1. Check. Rook there, I win. Pawn. Check. Okay, you got to block. Then I go here. So now I'm threatening to really trade off, which is not good for them because they're down a pawn. Down 2 pawns. Yeah, that's right. I took that guy. So now, yeah, now it's over. As long as I don't blunder here. But those 3 pawns are too much. Okay. Okay, so now I got this guy. Let's see which way they're going. Okay, they're doing that. You know what I'll do? I'll just use these. I'll just play like it's just these guys on the board. You know, it's funny. I was going to use this as a wasted tempo, but I didn't even have to use it because they've already put themselves in the losing position with tempo-wise, so I didn't even have to waste that move. But all right, here we go. Have I seen this guy before? I guess not. I thought I did. Okay, g6. What are we getting, guys? Tiger? Yes. Another tiger defense. Very fun stuff. Very crazy. Can be very difficult in blitz. I'll just warn you of that, especially if you don't have experience in it. But the more I play it, especially in classical time controls, the more comfortable I feel. So I used to play, I tried h5 because that's what you're supposed to do. I hate it. So I do this now. Okay. If f4 we can take and then start going for that as a target. So I could do it now. I could also wait a second. Like here. Or I could go here. There's different moves. I mean, e5 might even be playable, honestly. Okay, I'll go for the regular c5 idea. Takes. Rook over soon. I could do this before c5 as well. Since it was already open, I kind of felt like breaking it open before rook c8. But usually if they don't break it open, I just play rook c8 and then c5. That's my preference. You can look at Stockfish, but at the end of the day, guys, don't get too worried about 0.09 eval, okay? 0.9 maybe. 0.09, stop worrying about it. 0.3, eh. Okay, you got to play something you like, something you're comfortable with, something that performs well online. Don't just look at what the top move is. Look at what performs the best. That can be indicative of how easy it is for either side to play a position out. So the queen dodges, so they're looking towards that, probably looking towards an e5 idea. Okay. If I go here, b4, there is a good insurance option. I'm eyeing up that queen. If here takes, check, I get the queen. Now knight d5, yeah, I'll take that guy. Pawn, knight, rook, pawn. Gosh, so many moves. I love the tiger though, it's so much fun. Here looks fun, looks dangerous. And often what can happen is your opponent's so busy pushing pawns and attacking that they don't develop, right? Now, in fairness, these guys aren't doing much right now, but this guy can, and maybe we'll be in a game where I got pretty much everybody involved except for this guy, and they still have all these guys sitting around. Okay, so I'm now looking at that. I mean, they could take d6, you know what I mean? Go for that. I'm cool with that, bro. Check, check, mate. C3, that doesn't work. There's no idea there. I could check. Does that do anything? I think it does. Maybe. Here, that's good. But here, oh, alright. Well, that's game over, I think. Yeah, very, very hard to play against the tiger well once you've really studied it. I cover it in the advanced course. That's more theoretical though. I cover games on the channel, so make sure to go check those out. Look at my tiger defense playlist. Yeah, a lot of GM games there. Okay. And by the way, guys, if the king runs, I check. No matter where you go, game over. Okay. Alright, same old, same old. Looks like we're going up Hippo versus King's Indian here. So we got that tension. Okay, so they're playing pretty aggressively here. I could leave this guy be. I could push. I think I'm going to push. Yeah. Okay, push. Defend the bishop because there's this tension. Really? I don't know, bro. You're giving me c4 now or later, which is pretty active. Yeah, typically in this kind of spot, guys, attacking both is good. Okay, so our bishop just got better. That's a threat. Now it's not. I could take more space. I could also leave it here. I mean, it's not good for them to take, right? So I don't have to be in a rush. Taking's not good for them, pawn structure-wise. They'd have double isolated pawns, an isolated pawn here. That's easily picked off. So what, here, maybe? Nah, I can castle. Get my king safe. Yeah, I was looking at that move, knight e5, but I think I can go... Oh, I can't now. Takes my pawn. Okay, so I don't think castling was a bad move, but it did allow for this. That said, I can still tuck the queen. If I get attacked with the bishop, kick that guy around. I don't think that's the most sound against that, because the bishop takes. They can't take. They could take with the rook, but that's really bad pawn structure, bro. You know what I mean? That can't be good for you, man. Boom. Up a pawn. Back. Okay. So we're up a pawn now. Knight d3. Now that's interesting because that attacks my bishop. Do I care? Not a ton. Maybe a little bit. I could save my bishop. They go c5. Yeah. It's a little more concerning now. So maybe I drop. Yeah, but then there's discoveries on the bishop too. With this guy. Here, takes, no. Takes, no. Here, back. Takes. Yeah, I'm okay there. If you go here, I drop, and then your knight's hanging. You could defend it with a pawn, but if you do that, then a4, right? a4, b5, start taking space. Now that is a move I did not have on my radar. That does not work at all with the queen. Gosh, draw an arrow. There we go. That is a good move. Okay. Well, I'll continue with this. So I'm going to give the pawn back on h3. Not ideal, but I think I'm okay. Take this way. Could do that. Might be worth doing this, though. Okay, bring that knight over. That way I can start defending something if I need to. Like if the queen starts trying stuff. Yeah, I'll kick your queen. I mean, oh, well, they missed that, but okay, I have, oh, okay. Okay, that's a pin. That's a pretty nasty pin there. We take. Check, because why not? Interesting stuff. I'm looking at that pawn. Okay, we run back. That's defended right now. No, it's not. Target the knight. Kick the queen. What a time differential this is. Oh. All right, y'all. That one was going well. It was going well, and then I allowed rook h5, which I missed. That was a very nice move. Okay. And then, you know, we also what happened at the end. Oh, are we okay? Hippo versus Hippo here. Some of y'all have been asking about this. Typically what happens is this just turns into a draw, okay? So anything I can do, my opponent can do too. So, assuming they keep copying. We'll see if they do that, but okay. Pawn up. Interesting choice. Can't say it's bad. I'll castle, what the heck. Okay, get rid of their minor piece. And I'm going to keep my kingside bishop. So hippo versus hippo is always interesting. Both sides are so flexible. There's so much stuff either side can do. It's so weird for me to play a hippo, right? Because it's like, what's happening here? But okay, knight f3 looks good. Double attacking that pawn. We take towards the center. Knight tuck looks good. All right, queen a5, good move. I probably just gotta. I could offer a trade. Let me offer a trade. Maybe I don't want to. Here. Yeah, they're pretty solid though. Okay, I'll offer a trade. If they take my pawn, the queen gets trapped with 1, 2. So that's a mistake. Okay, now we're in an endgame. Yeah, I don't really want you jumping in there, bro. I think I'm good on that. There, no. Okay, let me try this. See if I can create some weaknesses. Okay, we're down a pawn, but that is playable. I'm guessing they're going b4 soon. Here, b4 takes. Yeah, takes is not good. Pawn up, maybe? Here. Takes, the knight flies in. Now this is a little different because at least the knight's not attacking 2 pawns there. Okay, I don't see how this guy's gonna not get picked off though. Right? So we pick that guy off. Let's throw a little check in there so the king has to defend the pawn, and then we attack it, I think is the idea. Although I guess this. If I do that, there. There takes, there. Check. I run. Oh, you know what? They would take here. Oh, that's nasty. That is nasty stuff, brother. My goodness. Okay, here. Here, check. Here. Let's try that. So I'm attacking the pawn. I attack the rook. Check. If they go here, it's over. Is it over anyway? I don't think it is. Check. I could check again, but... Okay, now I'm threatening both. Okay, sure. Can I trap that knight? Not really. I can slow it down a little, though. Might as well, right? Okay, attack that bishop. Actually, the bishop might be trapped. Here. Okay, I'll do this first. Here. D6 may fall. Alright, we take that guy. Let's advance. Looking at a7, a dark square. Check. Wow. This is wild. This is wild stuff, guys. Here, 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 here. No, here, here, here. Check. Maybe that's a draw. Maybe that's a draw. Try this. Attack that knight. Okay, this looks like it's... Wow, what a game. Looks like this is fizzling out into a draw. Wow, well played. Opportunities there for both sides, but just a good Hippo versus Hippo game there. Okay. All right. We Fianchetto, D6. Looks like an Averbach. Yet again. I'll play fast. For the time being. And here I am thinking. I think that gives me a pawn, bro. You push too quickly. Here, here. That's worth considering too. Here, here. Okay, wait. Piece, piece, rook, piece, pawn, pawn. We're good. I could also just take the, but I think I'm going to go with this. Take this rook because they can't capture back. I'm up 3. I'll take with this bishop just to cover that diagonal in a strong way. Takes is what I was looking at. Takes, takes. I don't have to take it. I could go here if they do that. So I'm up the, right now I'm up the exchange and a pawn. Again, they pushed too early there. Takes, 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 takes. Yeah, I don't love that. Here, here. I could develop. Okay, I'll do that. Takes. I don't like this dark square bishop being so powerful on its own. So I will quietly move my queen up. Maybe rook d8. I could take at some point, but I'm not comfortable right now. Bishop c3 actually would have been interesting too. I'm okay trading the bishop, but I don't want to trade for a knight right now. I know I want trades, but then my dark squares are just super, super weak and exposed. Okay, attack that rook. b4 is hanging. Takes. I take rook up. I could castle, but I don't know. This feels better. Okay, now we're up the exchange and 2 pawns. Oh wait. Take, take. Here. Takes, takes. No, that's fine. Is this or this better? With this, I have the option of taking the bishop. Right? So that feels a little bit more, a little better. Same diagonal. Okay. So if I take the bishop, I'm up a piece. If I take the knight, I'm up a piece. Which one is better? Takes, takes, eek. takes, takes, offer a trade. Castle. Looks better. They could go check and check, but then my bishop blocks. Okay, so we're offering the trade there. Probably castling queenside. I got a castle at some point, guys. Let's move 20. Okay. Let's move 21 now. Up a piece. That's great. I think I'm winning. I just have to defend well. I have decent time on the clock, too. That's good. I mean, taking's losing for them. Where could they go? Here, maybe? Or here? They can't go to a4 because I took my bishop. When you're up material, it's all about king safety, right? We don't care as much about attacking play. We care more about making sure that we're surviving. Don't play overly defensive if you don't have to, but sometimes you do. Okay, here. That looks good. I think that might be a threat. Now it's not because they have an escape square. Trade and trade. Actually, we're threatening to win a piece with queen, check, trade, and then take the knight. So they probably got to run with the knight, I'm guessing. Run with the knight. Yep. Okay. Pin that guy. Take that guy. That's defended. Let me do this so that if take, I can go get those pawns. Okay. Offer a trade. You gotta run away, bro. There. Okay. Playing against another hippo? Yes. 2 hippos, guys. 2 of them. Yeah, very few would. Technically, that's actually okay, but few will ever do that. Yeah. I mean, I kind of like my kingside bishop, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I don't want to lose it. Okay. Here. Here, yeah. Okay, we'll take our space. A fianchettoed rook is not usually what we go for, but here we are. Takes does not help me. Takes does not help me. I want them to take me. I don't want to take you. You know what I mean? So let me just strengthen my position a little bit. Okay. Thanks for the activity, bro. Appreciate that. Now we're looking at e6. How do they stop that? Rook up? Typically this is a terrible move for the hippo. Is it terrible here? I actually don't think it is, but let's just double check. Takes, 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 knight takes. Let's just do, you know, a very hippo fashion move. Like this guy doesn't, something tells me this guy doesn't play the hippo, right? He doesn't play the hippo normally. Let's put him into that hippo experience here of slow, incremental, improving chess. Okay, now we got our knight's better than theirs. They trade. Okay, now we got a bishop that they don't. Bishop looks pretty good. Some pressure there. That's nice. That's too weakening. Good move, I think. Here. Here. Takes, takes, no. Huh. Here, here, here. That's like the safe route. I don't mind the safe route sometimes. So we get the centralized queen. Our rook can fly over pretty quick, as can theirs. So that does give me this weakness. I'll take it. I'll take the square you give me. It's okay, but your pawns are terrible. Your pawns are horrible, actually. No offense, bro. Oh, wait, the rook takes. That's right. Okay, I'm like, what? Okay, so, but I can go here. So now I'm threatening the knight. They take. Do I want a passer or a rook on e5? Passer. Yeah, I want a rook. The passer's not dangerous right now. There's too much on the board. But that's dangerous. That's dangerous. Yeah, very weakening move to e5. We take the square they give us. We support it. We keep filling pieces into that weakness, that weak spot. Take. I'm not taking with the rook. Takes. Why not? Takes, check. Here. Here. And then go take that guy. Potentially. I mean, I could, you know, take. Well, actually, you know what? Wait, no. Why would I do that? It's a sack. Why am I sacking to get a pawn back? Chill. Takes. That's the easy option. I could take here as well right now. I mean, I'd be up 2 pawns. Yeah, I'm not going to complain about that. Okay, so they're keeping material on the board. Good decision. So now we have that kind of stuff. Trade? Okay, I'll offer a trade. They're going to get a pawn back. And then, so we have 4 on 2 and we have 1 on 0. The king is cut off. That's good for me. The only way for you to get this king over is by trading rooks, which I'm good with. Okay, not doing that. Timeout. All right, let's go d5. I might have to do this or something at some point. Okay, never mind. Push this pawn. Defend it. I'm not going to be rushed. Can't be rushed here. Okay, king up. Defend it. If I go there, yeah. Okay, I'll give another pawn back. Because my pawns are connected and pass and everything else. Here. Okay, so we're close. We're getting there, guys. I don't... Again, not rushed. If I can easily pick off a pawn, I'm going to do it. Okay, pick that guy off. Improve the king. Pawn up works. I may actually... Here, takes, here, I win. So I can build a bridge there. And the pawn's too far. That's not a threat right now. Plus, guys, just to show a concept, I'm going to go take this pawn. Just to show you guys this concept. They can't take this. You can't. I win. And if they wait here all day long, then I take this pawn and then I run back. So there were a couple of different ways of winning that. But even if I couldn't outflank the king, that what I just showed works. Okay, we got 17.8. And there was I. Alright, we got something here. Okay, G6. Endgames are very important, guys. Very important for improvement. Even if you don't get them, you get ideas and themes from them that can be very helpful. Are we going to get a tiger? Are we going to get a hippo? We're getting a hippo. Here we go. Okay. So this is a pretty classic setup too for white. I've been seeing it a little bit more often lately. Very hesitant to push the flank pawns with those bishops though. Okay, sometimes you'll see this when they push. You just gotta push and take. What the heck? What is this? Honestly, guys, I don't know what bro's doing. That was weird. Okay. That was very interesting. So we're putting pressure. Okay. I mean, bro, this bishop needs to figure out what it's doing in life. You know what I mean? Very indecisive bit. What the heck? Okay. Maybe this guy's taking the approach of, hey, I'm playing the hippo. I'm just gonna do nothing. But I'm okay with that. If that's what he's doing, I mean, we'll make progress. We'll incrementally improve here. Okay, F5. Takes. I think with this move, well, I have a couple options. I could take, check, push. That could work. I could also just push. Let me do that. So it kind of turns into a stonewall a little bit. Back, I'm guessing. How many moves has this bishop made? Okay, now it's on. That's a bad move. I'm sorry. I just don't think that's a good move. That bishop is imprisoned. E5 is weak. Okay, that's true. Here. That looks pretty good. Could. There's different moves here. I'm gonna start with this. I up E4. Good night for good night. Okay, never mind. They'll give me this good night. I'll take this one because that also covers E5. That's cool. Okay. Seeing, just keeping an eye on that idea. Okay. Trying to guard that pawn well. Bishop takes? Pawn takes. Pawn takes. It's probably time to get our king off of that diagonal. Interesting. So they have a passer. They have a terrible bishop. I'm going to go here to start, because then I can actually think about this. Maybe I can do that too. Just to plant my bishop on E6. It's not doing anything on B7, so I might as well plant it there. Queen up could work. That bishop loves to move. Okay, we'll put pressure on the passer. C5 maybe? Although, wait, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, never mind. Okay, support this pawn again. I'm trying to get c5 in. Yeah. That drops the bishop. Okay, I'll do this though. Take with the queen. Very, very weird play here from white. I don't think I've ever, maybe not ever, but it's a long time since I've seen this strange of moves before. They're not bad, they're just weird. Okay, queen up. I could pin it, but I'm gonna do that. And that's an idea, so you gotta go back. I think. I don't see what else. Yeah. Okay, so we defend b6. Got that defended well. We can take. Knight's attacked. No, doesn't work. Takes, nope. I guess I gotta trade. I don't love that because then the e6 pawn pushes. Yeah, or that. I don't know why he's thinking on that move. Okay, rook. So I'm attacking a7. Oh yeah, that's it. e6 falls. What a weird game. That was some of the weirdest stuff I've ever seen. Okay, knight. We'll take a look at the breather moment though. Sure. Okay. So I'm putting pressure on the bishop, which is defending the knight. Good move. Not sure what that does. I guess it puts pressure on the knight. Here, something like that. Yeah, it's pretty much over, guys. Takes. Push. I mean, what else, right? Okay. Strange. Let's push the pawn, bro. Okay. Run with the king. Okay, if... Alright, we'll see what this guy does here. Takes... Somehow I won that. Wow. Alright, y'all. Now, for the breather moment that game, I shouldn't have castled, which makes sense. There's really no rush to castle right now. I don't need to, especially with King F1 on the board. It could be worth waiting a little bit. There's different moves that are good here. I mean, the engine says to play C5, but Knight F6 is strong. F5 is good. G5 is good. Even Queen C8 is a good move. Now, again, I castled, and then here I played the move of F5. Now, the engine game review on chess.com, they called this a miss, but if you look at the difference in the eval, it's about 0.2. This is about minus 0.4, and the best move, C5, is about minus 0.6-ish, 0.7. So it's not that big of a difference. I would say that either one makes sense to me. I think either one is totally playable. And again, you got different moves here, Knight F6, you name it. Oftentimes in the Hippo, you have a bunch of different things that you can play. And here's the thing, guys. You probably noticed I was a little bit skeptical of his moves, about how he kept playing these crazy, very strong moves that were just weird. And then at the end, he started hanging pieces in the time scramble. Turns out he cheated. Let's get back to playing chess. Okay, so yeah, we win this one. We are at the 2200 mark. Okay. So black here is going for not full space, not full presence in the center. They could go d5 at some point and start kind of saving themselves. But really what we have here is a Hippo versus like a black lion or a check Pirc setup. Very standard check Pirc, black lion type position, Philidor defense. Now I'm going to continue to do my Hippo thing over here and just take some space out. H4, I kind of want to do that, but I probably should cover F5 first. It looks like black's trying to pull that off. And then, okay, we can think about it now. So just taking space. Maybe bishop c1 soon. Here, no, here. Okay, I'll take a little more space. Okay, so good maneuvering from black. Looking to get their knight to probably, I'm guessing, f4. Now, myself, in the meantime, how can we... If I take, they take. It's not bad. It's not great either. That is coming, whether I like it or not. Okay, I'm going to reroute my knight and then come to e3. That way g2 is protected if the knight does jump in. Okay, so we got that guy guarded. What's black gonna... Here's weakening. Here, I could probably start taking stuff. Okay, that's a good principled move. Castle queenside? Is that crazy? Here. That's not the most fun with all that pressure. Here, okay, I'll do that just so this knight is less annoying. Maybe offer a trade for it, honestly. It's a good piece. Okay, I'll offer a trade for it. I don't think they want takes and this bishop activating so much. If they take here, takes. Yeah, I don't think that's worth it. Now with the bishop, okay, I'll look towards that bishop, not with my queen, with my bishop. If you take, that's fine. Pushing, interesting. A little bit surprised by that move. Takes, takes, we're back. Sure. The question is, can black hold on to all their pawns? I think they can. For a bit, at least. So that's, I'm threatening to take this guy right off. If they defend it, I attack. They could defend again, but then I rook lift. Queen in. Let's... If I add pressure, they defend. I could push and then do that. Let me try that. Just so that when I castle, these files are completely wide open against their king. If they take. I mean, if you take here, that's good for me, I think. So I'll go for f4 now. I could trade down. I don't really want to, though. I'd rather see if we can get something going here. Because I can take this whenever I want, right? There's no defense coming. The knight can't come to e6 right now. Kick, they go back. That doesn't do much. Takes. Rook over looks good. Actually, wait. Here, here. I kick. They run. I go up. They go here. I have a pin. Okay. So that doesn't work. Because I go h6. And then I can target that pawn, and my rook's looking right at their king. So that's not going to work. What else could they do? They could start attacking me, maybe? Something like this. Okay, so they're going for that. Takes, no. Takes, maybe. I'll try that. Here, queen in. Nah, maybe not. Maybe not. Taking the bishop's not great. I could go here though. I like that move because then I'm looking at check. I'm looking at check's good. Check, they run, and then I take, and so they got to be cautious of that. They could take. Maybe they push. I don't know. But I got some good activity. I do got to be careful though about my dark squares. Okay, we'll take. So knight f5. So this is a little bit more loose now, but I can't get in. I could target the knight. I'm going to start with that, just so I can take it when I need to. They end up just running in anyway. Can I sack? Is that crazy? Takes, takes. Takes, takes. Check here. Check, takes, check here. Check. Gosh, what a crazy line. I don't know. Here. Okay, I'll start with this. I'll go there. Okay, so they're not even going to let me do it. Okay, takes. Check. Guard that guy. If they kick me, I can run in. Threatening that. They go there. Sure. Looking at d4. If you push, I'll probably take. Okay, so we're at even material, 2 pawns that are 2 connected passers versus 2 connected passers. Okay, it might be 3 soon, I don't know. Here, I probably gotta push. Gosh, here, we trade off like crazy. Okay. I'll do that. So the trading won't work, actually. So I gotta go here if they jump in. Okay, check. Trade. Advance that guy. Run. Check, I run again. Run again. Threatening promotion. Threatening the rook. Okay. Alright, so we got... I thought they were going to trade there. We got a bunch of pawns versus... What? Really? A draw? Oh, that was a repetition. Wow, what a trip. Okay, well, hey. We hit 22, y'all, with a draw. I'll take it. And yeah, guys, when it comes to the guy that cheated, you know, he's not the first that I ran into on chess.com. I'm not one to call people out for cheating. I've had a handful of them so far, actually, since I've been streaming and making these videos. It seems to be going on the up, for me at least. Players doing that, I think it's dumb, but there you go. So sorry if it annoys you that, you know, sometimes I'll be skeptical of someone cheating. I don't actually think I've been wrong yet about that, but I understand, you know, for those of you that are annoyed about that. And I know that there's been a lot of drama around the chess world around cheating and stuff that shouldn't have been there in the first place. So I'm very careful to accuse people of cheating. I will say for myself, when someone plays 11, you know, to 15 moves that are all engine moves or excellent moves, and then you get in a time scramble and they're hanging pieces left and right, that's a red flag. I'm sorry. But anyways, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'll see y'all soon. I don't know if I'm going to drop the finale tomorrow or not. It's been a lot of hours making the speedrun, and I'm thinking I might drop a couple smaller videos before the finale. Let me know what you'd prefer. Either way, I'll see y'all soon. And again, the discount code of June 30, good for the next few days. Peace. I wanted to finish this video out by giving a shout out to my Patreon supporters, including Walter, Rob, Ray, Roger, and Jerry. I appreciate y'all a ton, as well as the rest of my Patreon community. If you guys haven't checked out the Patreon before, make sure to go check it out. There's some exclusive benefits that you gain by becoming a member, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.